bulking, cutting. How can you do it and how can you not fuck it up? Today we'll be covering how you can use your nutrition to build more muscle while maintaining a lean body fat to get that perfect summer physique that all of you gym bros want. So now we're going to quickly talk about what bulking and cutting actually are. Then after that, we're going to talk about calories. After that, we're going to talk about protein, carbs, and finally fats. And then we'll go into a few other things. So most people spend years in the gym, training hard, eating what they think is right, and still never build the physique that they want because they don't actually understand food. Because you know you need protein. Some of them actually got a bag of whey protein in the corner. They've heard of calories and they heard that carbs make you fat, but most people have no idea of what any of it actually does. So in this video, I'm breaking down everything I wish I knew earlier: how to bulk, how to cut, what protein, carbs, and fat actually do, and the best foods to choose if you actually want results. So let's kill the confusion first. We're going to talk about bulking. Bulking eats. Bulking means eating more calories than your body actually burns. So that's called a calorie surplus. Up till there, most of you will probably have heard that. So your body needs that extra energy if you want to build more muscle efficiently, because building muscle is expensive. You need energy to recover, to repair muscle tissue, and to grow stronger. So if you're always under eating, you're basically asking your body to build a house with no materials. That's retarded. So cutting is the opposite. You eat fewer calories than your body burns. That's called a calorie deficit. And now your body starts using stored energy, mostly fat, to keep functioning. And that's how you actually get lean. So this is where people mess up, is usually during bulking. It doesn't mean eating junk food all day, and cutting doesn't mean starving yourself. Both require strategy, which is where calories come in. Calories are just units of energy. So everything you eat gives your body energy. Protein, carbs, fats all fuel your body. Train, recover, think, move, live, laugh, live again. I'm maybe going a bit too far here. If your body burns about 2,500 calories a day, eating 2,800 means you'd be bulking, and eating 2,200 means you'd be cutting, and eating around 2,500 would be maintaining. So here's where it gets a little bit tricky, because most beginners massively overestimate or underestimate how much they need. So you probably have that friend, in that case I am that friend, who either eats way too little and then complains he's too skinny and says nah bro, I'm eating all the time, you know mate, I'm always there in the kitchen, but he's only eating 2 meals a day. And that fat guy who said that he's eating very little, but you always find him munching on a bag of chips, and you see him asking himself if the bulk is worth it. So this is where bulk just becomes fat gains at this point. So my recommendations for this is, I've just told you the guy who's maintaining his 2,500 calories and so on, is that first of all, you need to be tracking your meals. So for example, oh my god, I gotta move my ass for you guys. You'll always have your calories here, your protein, 12.5 grams, 344 calories. This is quinoa, it's kind of like pasta. And so basically each time you need to do this, count it up when you cook it. You don't always have to weigh it, but it's practical to have an estimation of how many calories you eat. And so now, depending on your metabolism, so you know, if you've observed that you pick up fat easier, you're gonna want to, you know, stay around that maintain or more calories if you're trying to bulk, or if you know you have a hyperactive system, or you want to add an extra 300 calories to that 300 calorie surplus to double the calorie surplus. That way you can actually see gains. So now we're going to be talking about protein. So protein are kind of your building blocks. So when you're going to be training, you create muscle damage, and protein basically helps repair and rebuild that tissue. If your protein intake is too low, well, recovery drops, performance drops, and muscle growth is going to slow down. So a great target of protein is about 1 gram per pound. So if you're hitting that or a little less, it's a decent amount of protein. For example, I weigh 180. So I get from 140 to 180 grams of protein. I'm pretty happy. On top of that, best protein sources that you're gonna have access to help you hit those macros are going to be chicken breasts, lean beef, and turkey and meat. In your fishes, you're gonna have salmon, tuna, and whitefish. Then after that, you have your dairy, so Greek yogurt, cottage cheese, and if you can add some eggs, that's also really helpful. And finally, if you really can't do this naturally, I'd suggest whey protein. But that's only if you can't do it naturally. Even I managed to do this without always needing whey protein surplus. So that's really when you've calculated it, it's late at night and you're like, shit, I didn't hit my protein. So you take your scoop and then you're happy because you hit your daily intake. But I'd rather recommend you doing this naturally because it's gonna save you money off shakers. It's gonna teach you how to cook. It's basically gonna be pretty useful. Now carbs. Carbs are basically your fuel, and so this is what powers hard training. You see many powerlifters or bodybuilders when they go on their powerlifting arc, they're basically fueled up on carbs. When you eat carbs, your body stores them as glycogen, and glycogen is basically what part of your muscles composed of, and that's how your body stores carbs. And so glycogen is what helps you lift hard, recover well, and stay full. So too low on carbs, you'll feel flat, weak, low energy, and bad pumps. So the best source of carbs are slow digesting ones. So you'll have your oats, your rice, your potatoes, your sweet potatoes, and whole grain pasta. And so if you want to add some quick carbs before you work out, you have bananas, honey, rice cakes, and cream or rice. Finally, fats. So fats don't make you feel fat. Get the joke. So eating too many calories can make you gain fat. Fat are essential for hormones, testosterone production, brain function, and recovery. That's why you see so many omega-3s, fish fat, fatty oils being promoted for brain function. Best fat sources are going to come from eggs, avocados. Avocados are packed with fats. Olive oils, nuts, and salmon. And now, finally, the bonus round that none of you were going to expect because I knew you'd click off are vegetables. This is what most gym rats, me included, ignore. Micronutrients, vitamins, minerals, fibers. So this helps your digestion a lot, recovery, energy, and also builds your hormones. So if you don't want to have, liver troubles and so on, it's very well recommended that you take some of these few amount of vegetables that you can have. So, broccoli, beans, more broccoli. I don't know. I've only had like 2 sources of vegetables, but more realistically, spinach, broccoli, carrots, peppers, mixed greens. Those are gonna help you a lot. When choosing to bulk, choose foods that are calorie dense but still clean. So rice and chicken, oats and peanut butter, eggs and toast, pasta and lean beef. And when cutting, choose foods that fill you up, such as potatoes, vegetables, lean meats, Greek yogurt, and berries. At the end of the day, bulking and cutting aren't complicated. You just gotta understand how to do it and don't overcomplicate it. If you kind of know what you're eating throughout the day and you've had an idea of the macros of each food that you've been ingesting, well then it should be easy for you. So eat enough, train hard, recover properly, and most importantly, stay consistent. That's how physiques are built. And so if you're serious about building your own physique, stay around and click that like and subscribe button.